Hi guys, it's Margarita Skype and you are on Miami Jewels channel, and in this episode we're going to talk about custom process. What happens when you purchase something and you want it custom made? Step by step, what are the steps, what you can expect. Let's go. Let's do it really simple, the way I like it, down to earth, fast, nice and easy. Okay, step number one, you either approached me via email, you bought something in our online store, called me and we set up an appointment. So the very first step is that first greetings that we know each other, whether we spoke on the phone, via email, or just on one of the platforms. We sell on Etsy and on First DIBS. That's the very first step. Most of you just tell me that you want a custom ring, you want a certain stone, we get to know each other, and I tell you that we have to have an appointment that's more thorough, or we have to talk about things that I need to know. If it's on one of our platforms, I usually send questions like, what stone are you looking for? And if you told me what stone you're looking for, why are you looking for that particular stone? Are you attracted to color, to the fact that it sparkles? Are you considering any other stones, or you're set on this particular stone? So our first step is me getting to know you. And throughout this process, hopefully you will get to know you as well, because in most of my videos, I make this very clear that to be happy with jewelry, you need to first be happy with yourself. You first need to know yourself. You need to know what you like and what you don't. And if you came to me without that knowledge, then rest assured, by the end of meetings with me, you should have that knowledge, what you like. And we'll go through it together, because if I don't know what you like, I will make a mistake somewhere down the line and we will both pay for it. I don't want to make mistakes, and so I make my process super tedious. I know some of you don't enjoy it, especially for the guys, because they come to me and they just want to kind of pick a ring and check out. And that is fine. A lot of them do so, but I do always stress knowing, if it's not you're purchasing for, who you're buying it for. Because once again, once you bought something and we made it custom, a lot of the times it is non-returnable, and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars and then she doesn't like it or you don't like it. So for me, I wanted to create this video to share with you how the steps work. Now, I am going to ask you a lot of questions. Those questions will be, like I said, what are you getting? Is this engagement ring, cocktail ring, promise ring, graduation gift to yourself, graduation gift to her, to your mom or whoever? I need to know what is the purpose of this item. And you would ask me, well, why do you care? And I do care, because if you tell me this is a gift for me and I'm going to plan to wear this ring every single day, I want it to be my everyday ring, go-to ring, I want to be able to sleep in it, go to my daily chores with it. It's a totally different story than if you tell me I want a cocktail ring, I want it made so I can have it for my dinners, 10 times a year. And there's a big difference of how you wear jewelry for me, because I'll be able to advise you what's best to do in terms of shank size, in terms of, metals that you want to use, in terms of everything, depending on if you want to wear that ring every day or just once in a blue moon. There's a huge difference. Or a lot of people underestimate the importance of how you wear jewelry and to get that right at the very beginning. So step number one is me getting to know you. A lot of you approach me online and we don't need those steps because you've already told me, hi, my name is so-and-so. I love this particular ring, and you're showing me the ring from my collection, the one that's in my online store. So I already know a lot about you based on what you show me. I could go on and ask more questions like, is this for gift? Is this for you? Is this for every day? And sometimes I get people a little annoyed, which to me is very interesting, because if you're getting it as a gift, that is fine. But I do need to caution you that you can just buy an item in a store without customizing it. But if you're going into customization and changing stones around and changing design around, custom rings are non-returnable. And this is part of the reason I ask all those questions, not to annoy you in any way, but for you to know that if you're going to change so many things, whether whoever you're gifting it to will like it or not, will make no difference, because you can't return it. So step number one is always me getting to know you. Step number two, once we got down the stones that you want to change, once we got down the design that you want, we're gonna start with step number two. Step number two is gemstones, or stones that go into your project. And I usually have all kinds of different stones that I will show you. If you are coming to me for an appointment, then we will sit down and go through all these stones. I have thousands of diamonds and amethyst and rubies and emeralds. Whatever it is that you want to change, I have them. So we go through shapes, we go through, colors. I will show you different types of shapes and different types of colors, just so that you have an idea of the stone you're going for and the different realms it is in. Because as you know, if you're getting a ruby or sapphire or emerald or any other stone, it is available in different shades, darker and lighter, more saturation, deeper and more shallow. There's so many ways that the stone can show itself completely different. When someone comes and says, oh, I just want a ruby, it's not as simple as you think, because I need to know, you want a pink ruby, you want a blue ruby, you want a purplish pink ruby, you want a red ruby, what is it that you like in it? Or if you want a sapphire, blue, yellow, they come in all rainbows. So we do have to discuss what it is that you want. And even if you say, oh, I just want a blue sapphire, well, then we have to go further. Light blue sapphire, deep blue sapphire. Do you want a darker sapphire? Do you like them when they have some greenish in it? Do you like them when they have just a completely royal blue color? Do you like them when they have play of colors? There's so many things that I need to ask you. And I do tend to be more tedious in the way I do things. But at the same time, I do find that has been my success formula. My tediousness has always paid me off, in a sense of knowing you and not being able to create a mistake down the road. Okay. Step number 2 is choosing a stone, whether it's a diamond or a gemstone, doesn't matter, going through the shapes. And again, if you're out there and you have done a project with me and you haven't gone through that step, that is because I already know what you want and there was no choices for that step. For example, if you liked a ring in my store with a red ruby and you said, I want it identical, I just want, a different size, or I just want to add more shank to the actual ring, that has happened. Some people love thicker bands and they ask us to make the same ring but thicker band. Then I know that you've already told me you want that exact ring. You don't want to know any other rubies. You already love what you're seeing. So this is more of a step when you either came to me for a custom or when you said you want to change things around, and that inquired stones as well. Step number 3 is us making a design online. If you came and you said, I want this engagement ring with the sapphire, we chose a sapphire, we know the design we're going for, we are going to make a 3D mock-up of your desired ring, and you will see it, such as here. You will see it on a mock-up in different sides so that you get maximum possibility of kind of visualizing your ring. Okay, this step is meant so that you start really visualizing this ring live, okay, or these earrings live. This is a very important step because it gives you that visual. And a lot of my clients on the step go, wait a minute, I don't like it. And just like any other process in design, that is okay. If you don't like it, let's talk about what is it that you don't like. Is it the height of the stones? Is it the shank being a little too thick? Is it the stones being too close to each other? Then we go back to our meetup. We either meet in the office, in our studio, or we meet on Zoom call, or we talk on the phone. Whatever the case is, sometimes people just love messages and they don't want to have to do this personal thing. A lot of people online that buy online are more comfortable with messages. Then we go with messages back and forth. Well, tell me what you don't like about this ring or these earrings. And then they message me, well, I feel they're too bulky, or, so on and so forth. We make another model with their revisions. So whatever it is that they didn't like, we try to minimize that and then make another model and send you. We do this until you love your new project, okay? Because for me, it's important that you love it. The only thing I want to stress at this stage, and if you're with me at this stage right now and you're looking at my video, I want to stress one simple thing. You have to understand that these are still mock-ups, okay? And a lot of the times on these mock-ups, the claws, for example, they are not closed, they are open, okay? And a lot of people are like, what, you're gonna give me a ring with open claws? Of course, I'm not going to give you a ring with open claws because that work is handwork. Once the ring is casted, the setter is actually going to close it, okay? You have to understand that even though you're trying to visualize this ring or this pendant or earrings, you have to give 10% of it to the fact that it is still a creation and not a final work. Or I find that the designs look a bit more bulky than they do in reality. They do tend to look a bit more on a bigger scale, I want to say. I also think it's because you are looking at this ring in your face. Like, you open it on your computer and it's this big of a ring. Of course it will look bigger because your mind has a hard time putting it on the finger, kind of minimizing it to the size that it will be on your finger. So for that reason, a lot of the things look a little bit more bigger than I would say they are in reality. That's why we have the next step. The next step is you coming in and me showing you printed 3D model. We do this for almost all custom rings. If you are away, I want to say somewhere in a different state, then what we do is we usually send you a video, on my finger of this ring, because a lot of the times you think and then you look at it and we have the same thing with problem number 1. I don't like it. A lot of clients at this stage go, I thought I do, but I don't. This is a 3D model of a ring that we did for a client. They wanted a really thick band, okay? It will be set with diamonds where the holes are. Let me try to bring it close so you see it. See where the holes are? That's where the diamonds will go. This is a cocktail ring. Like, they wanted it wide, but not bulk. And so we were able to achieve that with making the band thinner, but still consistent with the desire of it being large. So it's going to be a large ring, but it won't be heavy and it won't have that bulky feel to it. Okay, so there it is. If you're on the stage with me, I would be sending you something like this via messages, via video. If you're gonna come in, then you will come into the stage and be able to put it on your finger and check, is this what you want? At this point, you can still change things. This is why we have such a thorough custom process, because at this point, when you look at it, we have a lot of clients that go, but I thought it would be this and this and not this and this. This is totally normal because we as human beings have a hard time relating to images, and we can better relate when we're holding something in hands. That's an obvious one. Most people are like that. So when I have this stage, you can still change things around. You can still say, okay, well, I know that I said I wanted 10 millimeters, but now I find it too big. Can we go back to 8 millimeters? And that is okay, because we're still at the stage where things are not costing me an arm and a leg to change something, okay? We're still at the stage where we're designing. So even if I had to change this to a different model, I can still do that with minimal costs. And I have to say minimal costs because once I cast this in the metal that you want, whether it's platinum or gold, and then you don't like it, it's hard for me to go back, because then I have to go back through the whole process, print a new model and cast it again. I want to minimize that, because then it's starting to cost me and you, okay? At this point, if you don't like something, great, we can still change it around and show you a new model that you perhaps will fall in love. And most of the times, it takes my clients about, I would say, 2 models. Like, for example, this gentleman really wanted an eternity bend. We will be setting it with diamonds here, where the opening is. So they wanted it the same width, okay, as you can see. When he looked at it and he tried it on, he didn't like that factor, because he felt like it was too bulky and too big. Even though they like it, they just found it, not appropriate. So he asked to make us this model, which goes into this narrow part on the back. And he's a programmer, so he has to type in all the time. So when he tried on both of these, he said 100% this model, because it's just so much more comfortable. And so this to me is a win-win, because had we not have this, he would have gotten this model, and it would have been 2 things. He would have either not liked it, or he would have had a hard time getting adjusted to it, and eventually had to like it, because we can't go back, or he would have to pay, because it is the way it is. This is why I have so many steps in order for you to eliminate anything that you don't like at these stages. This is great. You see? The same in front, just a different back. He still loves it to this day. This is one of my really good clients. Absolutely loves that it's narrow, makes him feel comfortable. He wears it all the time, does not take it off, does not feel anything bulky. It is big enough in the front and narrow enough for his comfort on the back. Things like that are great at this stage. Okay, and I love these stages because, like I said, it eliminates a lot of mistakes that you would otherwise have to face at the very end. I know this is not for everyone. I know some clients get a little overwhelmed with me. I know some clients say, listen, I just want to come for this stage and then the final pickup, and that's it. I don't want to know anything else. That's fine too. I would rather you have 10 options and narrow it down yourself than not have any options and be upset or unhappy. Because at the end of the day, your happiness, your glowing reviews, which we have now, thank you God, we have been blessed with great clients. It is my happiness, because once you're happy, you'll recommend me to your friends. And if you're not happy, you never will. So your happiness is my business from the beginning till the end. Because if you leave happy, I'll have a lot more coming my way in terms of business. So I do want you to be happy naturally. Okay? Not to mention that I do love my creations and want you to wear this ring every day and go, I love this ring. Because I myself have rings that are done by several designers. I do have a lot of designers that I adore myself as well in the industry. Some of them are my clients as well, whom I absolutely adore and love their handwork so much. So when I look at the rings that they've created, you know, and I'm driving on I-95 in traffic and I look at my ring and I go, this is so beautiful. Such a great work of art. So I want you to naturally have that feeling at the end. Okay, so once you pass this stage and you say, okay, love it, let's do it. This piece, I want to stress this exact piece that you have said final okay to is the exact piece that goes into the casting house. This is what's going to be in the metal of your choice, whether it's gold or platinum or palladium, whatever you chose. Because a lot of my clients think that I print these and then I print it again, and that is not correct. Whatever one you agreed on and told me I love it, this is what's gonna get casted in your gold. Okay, so the next step is casting. We have casting houses that we work with, and the item usually gets casted between 2 and 5 days, I want to say, depending on what you chose, because some metals take longer to cast. For example, rose gold is more on a rare side, so the casting house doesn't cast it every single day. For yellow and white gold, 14 karat is usually casted almost daily, sometimes maybe 2 days. If you chose 18K, if you chose palladium, if you chose 19K, I know some people out there will be like, what, 19K? Yes, 19K gold does exist. We do cast it very, very rarely. It's gonna take a long time to cast, but it is possible if you're absolutely adamant about it. We do have clients that are adamant about 19 karat. It does happen. We have 22 karat as well. So if you chose 19 karat or 22 karat, that will take a while longer. So the casting is usually about between 2 and 5 days on average, I wanna say. After that, the ring comes out of casting and we have to clean it up. Let me show you what it looks like after it comes back from casting so you see exactly what I mean. So by cleaning it up, I mean that once it's casted, it has to be pre-polished in order for it to be set with diamonds. For example, not the greatest example, but however, this is what it would look like coming out of casting. It's just the metal with a whole bunch of holes where the diamonds go. Then it gets cleaned up, okay? It gets pretty much just pre-polished in order for us to set the diamonds. Then Max or someone else in our company sets the diamonds, okay? Then after that, it will look not finished, I wanna say. It will look something like this, okay? So it's just metal with stones until we polish it with the final polish and then rhodium it, if it's white gold, or just polish it and then it looks all shiny and nice. Once it's polished with stones, it is that ring that you're used to, shiny color, diamonds and everything. From the time that the casting is complete to the time that it's final, it's approximately another 5 to 7 days, I wanna say. By the time the jeweler cleans it, by the time the setter sets the stones. So after that comes another step, which is not a surprise to anyone in my long stepping custom procedure. Let me show you the next step after the ring is completely done. Once the ring is completely done, we have certificate of authenticity that needs to be done for the ring. Okay, these are just some samples of them. A certificate of authenticity or an appraisal, depending on you. Some customers require an appraisal because they want to insure the ring. Others are not worried about insuring the ring, so they just automatically get a certificate of authenticity. A certificate of authenticity will be provided with all items that leave our premises. This has several reasons. Reason number one, it is for peace of mind for you and for peace of mind for us. Because once it gets certified, you get all these wonderful numbers that I'm sure a lot of you do love, some don't care. The carat weight, clarity, the color, you know, the picture of your item, what it is, when it was done, when the certificate was done. It's a piece of document for you. If you want to insure your ring, you would need it done in your name. The certificates of authenticity that come from our company are done in your name automatically. You should be getting one in your name from our company if you did buy from our company. If you didn't buy from our company and someone else's, it could come without a name. In that case, if you wanted to insure it, you do need to add the name to the certificate of authenticity or an appraisal. Some insurance companies require an address as well, I've heard. So you'd have to find out from your company, what are the requirements? If you need the certificate to be in your name or if you need the address added as well, you need to find out if those things are required because different insurance companies require different things. I do have a great video on insurance and jewelry appraisals. It's going to be down below if you want to take a look. It's all about jewelry insurance, jewelry appraisals, certificate of authenticity, insurance, travel insurance, travel document, anything you need need to know on that topic. This is your final and last step. Once this is done, I will contact you and say your ring is ready for pickup. Or if I'm shipping it out, I will tell you, okay, the certificate is here. I am shipping out the ring to you. Okay? Then you will get obviously your jewelry item, certificate of authenticity from me, thank you card, nice packaging. And the packaging is done in kind of a way that you can put it back in if you were to gift it. So you get a bag and the item in here. If you were gonna propose with it, or if this is earrings that you bought for someone, you can easily put it in this little baggie and gift it. So we do provide everything for you in order for you to be able to gift it right away without having to buy anything else. And most of our shipments are 2 to 5 days, I wanna say. Most of them are pretty quick. They are fully insured. So that is it. That would be your final step. We would be providing you with a tracking number. I'm waiting for you to tell us glowing news that she said yes, or you enjoyed it or loved it, or the person you are gifting it to absolutely adored it. So this video was about all our steps of our system, of our thorough system of custom-made rings and earrings and jewelry pieces. And it takes on average between, I would say, 2.5 to 6 weeks to get a custom piece done. When I say 2.5, it's either for clients that are super quick, like when I send them a message, they send me back. So we're super quick back and forth in our conversations. But a lot of people that I send them a message, they reply in 5 days. So obviously if you reply to me in 5 days and I have another 8 messages coming, it will take a longer time. If you wanna get things quick in terms of custom work, reply fast to my messages, because I am fast in my messages, because most of the times I know that all of you want to get your piece yesterday. So I try. Some of you know that I keep you with updates. Most of the times I send you a message saying, okay, well, we're in this stage, we're moving to this stage, we are a little bit held up in this stage, we're going quickly through this stage. I do let my clients know what stage we're in on custom work, because I find it just gives you a peace of mind and a better timing. If you wanted to wear that piece for a party or something, you kind of know when it's coming approximately. We do have mishaps sometimes, especially during like Christmas and holiday season, where we have multiple jobs, and even though I tell you, okay, we're going to be in this casting stage 2 to 5 days, I can always come back and say, listen, it's really tight right now with a lot of orders, so we are about backlog or about 2-3 days. I do usually let you know that, because most of the times I ask you, is this for a particular date? Because if you're setting up some engagement party or something, I need to know that you're all set with your ring, right? And I need to know that if we're running out of schedule, we still have some time to buy. But a lot of the times I don't know, because you don't tell me. And so it could be like a gift for someone's birthday and you're like, oh no, but I don't have those 2 days. So that's a problem. So if you are running out of schedule, please, at the beginning of the custom process, please let me know. This needs to be done, let's say in 4 weeks. I only have 4 weeks. I don't have any longer, just so that I am either quicker, or I will let you know. You got to be really quick with me with back and forth on things, so that we can get the stages done super fast. For me and you, because I don't want to stress on this either. I don't want to have 2 days before your birthday, because then I stress, what if something happens? Sometimes USPS or UPS, whatever we use, takes time. Takes longer time to deliver. And I don't want to have to stress that, and I don't want to stress you with that. So I'm really happy when I have time to make my custom projects, and I'm really happy when we have a great communication, because to me, communication is key, especially in making custom jewelry. So I find that most of the times when people aren't happy with custom jewelry, it is the lack of communication between the jeweler and the final customer. Do wish all of you out there who are shopping for jewelry to take your time to ask questions from your jeweler, to feel comfortable with your jeweler, and to ask about these steps from them when you are doing custom work, and to make sure that you never feel like any question is a bad question to ask. You should be able, it's like a doctor, you should be able to ask me anything you feel like, and I should be able to answer anything you want to ask, because it might be equally important for me as it is for you. Because if I hadn't asked so many questions, I would have a lot more unhappy clients than I do right now, and I don't. Most of my clients are super happy, and I am, like I said, really blessed with all of you, with giving me the feedback and giving me the glowing reviews that you do. Really, really thankful to each one of my clients. It's Margareta Skypen, and I hope you learned something new in this custom episode. I'll see you soon.